Karan is a really mellow guy. He's really nice, very athletic. That's why we kind of got along pretty well, is because both athletic, and we played catch a couple times, played basketball a couple times. Very polite, always asked me if I needed anything. I mean, that was Karan pretty much. I've never had any anger problems. Always didn't swore, didn't cuss. Really nice guy.
Okay. So did you see any changes in his behavior these past couple of weeks?
No, he's been acting normal. It's kind of a freak
Nothing
thing.
abnormal. You
No.
said no anger. Did you see
No.
any signs of depression in any way?
No, I mean he wasn't very social, but he very nice. He didn't do anything that was out of the ordinary that I saw. So I mean, it was total surprise.
What were some of your first impressions when you first met Karan?
Well, I met him the first weekend we moved in, and I talked about a couple things, like what our interests were, and he liked to snowboard, I liked to snowboard, and we talked about that for a little bit. He played football in high school. He also did wrestling, and so just the connection between sports, I think, kind of made it a better relationship. He was always nice too. We were always nice to each other, and so it started off great, and it's been great ever since the incident. That's why it was such a shock that it happened.
And can you describe your dorm, like specifically the setup?
Yeah, it's in the American River Courtyard, first floor, in the corner. It's a 5-bedroom suite, 2-bathroom, 2 sinks, 2 showers, a little kitchen.
You guys each have your own separate rooms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you shared the restrooms.
Yeah. So there are 5 of us, so we have 2 bathrooms, so just whatever one was open or available.
Can you kind of describe where each room, or who stayed in what room, like what order they were in?
Spencer was in A, which is then you have A, B, C, D, and then E's at the end. So Spencer was in A, I was in B, Peter's in C, Scott was in D, and Karan was in E, which was the last room.
So was Scott's room the closest to the window that faced the courtyard?
No.
No.
Well, there's each window. There's a window in the living room. There's a window, and there's a window in each of our rooms that face the courtyard.
Okay.
And the window that was actually broken was the living room window, and so that was actually furthest away from Karan or Scott's room.
Could you please describe to me, from your perspective, what was the relationship between Scott and Karan, and just how they interacted?
Well, the thing is that they didn't really interact, because Scott was always in his room reading, or keeping to himself on the computer. He liked to read online novels.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been just between Spencer and Karan. So I know that Karan goes on the computer a lot on YouTube. Yeah, he never mentioned anything about that to me. Might have been something he just talked to Spencer about. So yeah, he wasn't acting at all strange the 2 weeks prior to what happened. Like I said, we're not there during the day, so if there was tension between him and Scott, we wouldn't see it, just because they keep to themselves a lot, Scott especially. But what the media says, and what I feel anyways, is that there was nothing that really stood out about his attitude or change in attitude.
So naturally, it's shocking.
Yeah, it was a total shock because I mean I was friends with Karan. I mean, we did stuff together a lot, played catch, you know, like I said, did sports.
The baseball bat that was used was your baseball bat. How is this whole thing affecting you?
Definitely a shock. Just the thought that it was my extra bat that I left at home was just, I don't know, it was just it was totally surprising that I mean, just the fact that one of the things that belonged to me was used in the murder. It was total shock. I mean, I can play what if all day, like, oh, what if I put it somewhere else, or, you know, but I'm not gonna do that to myself, just because that'll make me think about it more. But it is what it is, and I just felt really sorry that it was my bat that was used, because I mean, it can definitely be used as a weapon. As you can see what happened. Well, I got a lot of phone calls. Have some family that lives close to Sacramento. My uncle called me. They were really worried. My uncle didn't realize, he knew what had happened, but he didn't know it was my room. So he was just calling to make sure if I was okay, and I told him it was my room, and then they kind of got really worried. Most of my friends are my family, just because I love everyone and I respect everyone. But my mom came up to help me get through it yesterday. She came up yesterday. So that was a definite help, and she spent the night. So it was nice to have someone there with me. I spent the night in my buddy's room upstairs on the 4th floor. But now our arrangements are that we're living in the same building on the 3rd floor, which is actually right above, like the same corner as our room, but just on the 3rd floor. 5, the same style suite. There's 3 of us in a 5-bedroom.
Is it a little creepy to be in the same setup, especially because
It's definitely awkward.
Yeah.
Just because it's the exact same setup, and so I don't know. I mean, we're fine now, but we maybe get flashbacks of what, you know.
After this happened,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time you guys saw each other, how was that interaction? I mean,
It was definitely weird. I mean, we were all separated because we were all getting questioned at different times. But I had a cab ride back with Peter from the station, coming back to school, and it was definitely awkward. We were just looking at each other in amazement, like what just happened? Like, just totally changed our lives. It's totally going to change our living environment. Totally change how we view life. You know, just things like that, and we were just in shock. We didn't know what to say to each other. Just that we're gonna stick together, and we're gonna fight it out, and just keep plugging, and we're there for each other. I'm actually in the middle of writing something that we're gonna post on. I'm gonna post on our refrigerator, just saying that we respect each other, and we're always gonna stick together, and it just makes us closer, like a family, you know, just because what we've been through. So I think in a sense it made us have more of a connection, just because we all went through the same thing, and we were trying to get through it together.